We're here with chapter 61 of the Dragon Ball Super manga, one of the most anticipated and long-awaited chapters of all time. It begins with Vegeta fighting Moro, and as expected, Vegeta is winning the first half of the fight. Absolutely, without a doubt, this is 100%, this is all Vegeta. What he does, and part of the technique that he learned, is he makes it so every time he hits Moro, when he connects, it actually absorbs and takes away all of the energy that Moro's absorbed over his journey back in the universe. Over the course of the fight, this eventually weakens Moro down into his beard form. Goku comments on Vegeta's new abilities and basically says, wow, I couldn't even learn that when I was on Yardrat. So one thing that I should probably clear up is when Vegeta puts this big sphere of energy in the sky, he doesn't actually absorb Moro's energy. He doesn't take it for himself, but he actually distributes it all throughout the universe, and what happens are some of the beings that Moro absorbed months and months ago begin coming back to life. All these Namekians with their deceased corpses start waking up and start questioning what even happened. Vegeta's going off at Moro, basically telling him that it was never really fair and it never sat well with me that you were just able to absorb other people's power and take it for your own. All I crave is a fair fight. So I guess this is just Vegeta's way of evening out the playing field and taking all of Moro's absorbed power that isn't technically his and just giving it back to the people. In the first half of this fight, Vegeta's completely destroyed him in every way. It cuts to a conversation between Piccolo and Goku, and they're talking about the development of not only Vegeta's power, but his character. They reminisce on the times that Vegeta was coming to Earth to invade and all the work he did for Frieza, and now he's fighting to protect the same planet. Piccolo goes as far to say it's more like he's trying to atone for the sins of his past. By saving Universe 7 from Moro, all the bad stuff he did in the past will be forgiven, and this will be his clean slate. To be honest, I don't think Piccolo's wrong with that little analysis there. That is what Vegeta has been trying to do for a long time, and now Moro is the perfect guy to do it against. So Vegeta has Moro on his knees right here, and he asks the Galactic Patrol, do you want me to kill him? Do you want me to catch him? Do you want me to hold him down so you can put him in jail? What do you want me to do? The Galactic Patrol basically just says, well, we're going to execute him anyway. The only reason he was in jail is because there was no one strong enough to actually do that, so be my guest. Before Vegeta completely blasts Moro off the face of the planet, Moro says one last thing, and this may have just saved his life. He asks Vegeta, do you believe that you aren't going to hell? This question distracts Vegeta for just the right amount of time to actually make him acknowledge the question. Moro is perfectly stalling right now, and Vegeta isn't even aware of it. By the time Vegeta answers his question, Moro has already stood up and has just thrown smoke bomb. He escapes the presence of Vegeta for only a few seconds, and he goes up to his ship where two of his henchmen are still alive, the only two that are still left. This next sequence alone is enough to make me want to see this entire arc animated just for this one sequence here. He absorbs his two henchmen, but the way he does it is so bizarre. He eats a fully grown man, not the way he normally does by just taking their energy out of their body. No, he actually grabs their body by the legs and shoves their entire corpse into his mouth, and he eats the whole thing. That by itself is reason enough to have this entire arc into an animated series. Vegeta flies up to the ship to see what Moro's done, and the next thing we see is Vegeta coming flying down to Earth, smashing into some rocks, and he has now descended back into base form, revealing the cliffhanger for this chapter, the new transformation and the final form of Moro. This is apparently what he looked like in his absolute prime, so 10 million years ago when this guy was actually doing his main work, this is what he looked like. The chapter ends with Vegeta down to no fault of his own, but Moro having a very good and stable backup plan. Who is going to face Moro next? That is where the chapter ends. In this new form, with one attack, he completely destroyed Vegeta and all of his training he did on Yardrat. Let me know what you think. That was the basic rundown of chapter 61, the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. The story continues next month. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.